Hello, hello, my beautiful people. We are back on our pop-up conversations. It's been a hot minute. And talking about hot, I am in a hot place comparing with other people that they are in a cold place. But hello, hello, my beautiful co-hosts, Lorna and Michelle.
Good to be here.
How is
So
everyone
excited for you.
doing? We are definitely excited. We're excited for multiple things. One, because we are about to get so quickly ready to our next micro summit. It's gonna happen on January 11, which is actually this Sunday coming. So we are super, super excited about that. So ladies, tell us why we are so excited about this one. Because let's be honest, we're excited about all of them because they are our children. No, we can
Well,
be excited more about one about the other one. But
well, and
also,
I'm going to say I'm super excited because actually this time you're a speaker in our lineup of amazing speakers. Of course, you're a confidence coach, but I'm not sure everybody knows that aside from your transformational speaking and confidence building stuff, that you actually have gone deep into all of the modalities about trauma healing. So I'm super stoked that you get to be a speaker this time. And we also have Elizabeth Kipp, who's a stress management and historical trauma specialist. She does everything from addiction recovery, betrayal trauma, post betrayal transformation methods. She's trauma trained, yoga informed addiction recovery coaching uh, provider. And she does also like things like ancestral clearing as well. So the lots of different layers to Elizabeth's contributions. And of course, Mike McQuillan, he's a speaking coach, but he's also really he's a fitness trainer and instructor. So he really as and a credentialed counselor. So he between all of that and his military experience, he has, seen and helped people through a lot of trauma and coming out of that into a really thriving position. So we're really excited to have that. And then we have David Webb, who's a Reiki master
yeah.
from a very spiritual side, uh, you know, taking us down into the depths of our being and what we've forgotten the most. So he does transformational journeys with folks, and Maisie Lovett, who's a holistic health practitioner and trauma healer. Yeah, she works with high achieving women, heal burnout, fatigue, weight gain, stress, on all the stories underneath those in terms of self identity and worth, and helping them to become calm and clear and peaceful and present. So I'm really, really stoked for this one because even as a special needs parent, like trauma has so many different sources and so many different ways to come at it. It's going to be one of those many facets things that's just going to be so juicy. And I'm just excited to hear it. Like Lorna has got some awesome questions lined up for our speakers as well. Do you want to tell us about those, Lorna?
Yeah, for sure. And I agree that this is something that touches all of us. Even from the trauma of childbirth, being born is a certain type of trauma of itself. And so it's not as if it doesn't touch any of us. And certainly there are all different kinds of of traumas and many, as we're going to hear, many ways of the healing, many approaches to, many perspectives about what does healing mean. And certainly our questions are going to reflect that. We have the foundational questions in terms of, let's get a foundation of how do we even define trauma? How does it show up in people's body, in their lives? How does it show up in our speakers' work world? How does it show up? How does it present with the people that show up with them? And then we touch onto the emotional aspects and the spiritual aspects about when somebody's feeling disconnected, how trauma can make somebody feel disconnected. There's certainly that sense of numbness or don't want to go there, or a lot of things times people talk about feeling disassociated. So we want to allow our speakers to be able to touch into some of these questions and scenarios that we present to them in terms of looking at even the connection between trauma healing and spiritual awakening or a deeper self connection. And we'll look at things as well from a mindset. And I know that Adriana, you'll certainly touch on to many of these things as well, those transformational pieces, looking at the limiting beliefs, the inner narratives that go on, the stories that go on. So that we've got such an array of life experiences. The questions are going to reflect that, and certainly our speakers are going to be, as we talked about, the many facets at looking at the many facets of healing, many facets of trauma, and I know that Adriana, you're an example, and each one, Elizabeth and Maisie and David and Mike as well, are all going to bring not just one approach to it, but many perspectives and many ways of understanding it and approaching it. So I'm really, really excited about this one as well.
And I love that it's we've got, like, and this is one of those ones where it's like body, mind, and soul are really all involved, right? Because you can have physical trauma, you can have mental trauma, you can have emotional trauma, you can have spiritual trauma. So it'll be really interesting to see how each of the practitioners comes at it, and hopefully we've covered all the things. Are you excited about being a speaker, Adriana? What are you excited for about this?
Yeah, I'm excited. First of all, I'm honored that I am in a panel with all these beautiful, amazing humans that I know them, I see them. Some of them, I know them very well, and some of them, I'm here to learn more about their work. So I'm super excited to be in the same panel with them. It's an honor for me, and also I'm excited because it's a subject that is very dear to my heart. I know most of the people's like, why you get excited to speak about trauma? I get excited to speak about trauma. I really do. And for me, it's something to bring to front forward to a lot of people, and to those that think that trauma is something that you have to identify yourself with. And I want to help people to debunk this myth that, okay, they use it as excuse. I have trauma, so this is why I am how I am. And because I can speak from myself, I used to use that excuse very much and a lot of the times. And I want to show people through my own story that it's possible to take trauma and make it to your wisdom, to change the perspective of how you see your story. So I'm excited. And also for me, I'm there as a student, not just a speaker. I'm going to take notes from every other single speaker. I'm going to take notes. I'm going to connect with them. I want to learn from them, because I believe that we always have something to learn. So it's going to be such a good one.
Right. And just, even if there's one light bulb in one head that goes off and cracks a light, just makes that possibility for, I never looked at it like that before. Maybe that's the first step down someone's journey. Maybe that'll be the place where you can come and watch in our live stream group, in our Facebook group, for free for 2 hours. If you want, you can join us for an extra hour and have your trauma questions answered by the panelists, including Adriana and all the others, personally, in a case-by-case hot seat sort of scenario where everybody can learn from it as well. And that's in the VIP session. And if you join the VIP session, for $37, you get what is the treasure trove at, Lorna, now? I think it's like $5,000 worth of different providers, not just about trauma, but like other wellness providers, gifts, free consults and discounts and, booklets and, all sorts of things on all sorts of wellness things. And you get actually also into our wellness connection portal for 30 days to be able to get to the treasure trove and to connect with all sorts of wellness providers. Some of these folks, I've waited a long time for various different specialists for doctor's appointments and that stuff, and you can have instant access to them in our wellness portal. So I'm super stoked that all that comes with the $37 ticket. That's not even, you can spend that at McDonald's, but not that I know that, but it's a great deal, and really worth the time, because you get all the replays and everything as well. So hopefully you guys can join us on Sunday. What'd you say it was, Adriana? It was 10 a.m. Pacific?
Yes, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 Mountain Time, and 1 it's Eastern Time. And for me, I think it's 2, because I am in a different zone time this time. So it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
joining us live from the Dominican Republic, healing your trauma.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All your problems gonna resolve.
That's right.
But I really want to say that the VIP, I think it's beyond just the VIP. Having, especially when it comes to trauma and moments of our lives when we were so that we still kind of hunting us, to have the opportunity to be in the same room with someone that can support you or one-on-one, that's something that you can pay. Usually you pay a lot of money. Like usually pay hundreds of dollars to be in a room with an expert or one-on-one that you can have a private conversation and be here and get all those questions, all those answers. And on top of that, not just from 5 speakers. And on top of that, you have access to everything else. And you have access to a one-on-one if you choose to have a conversation in a private conversation with one of the speakers. And everything else that Michelle mentioned and Lorna, I'm like, I think is beyond a gift to be part of the VIP.
That's true. And when I think back to just sort of replaying in my mind's eye, some of the recent VIP situations that we've had, where there's some people, like for one person, it was literally almost a life-saving thing. They were literally at the end of the rope and saying, I don't know. And there was something about that VIP time that it just shifted things for them and literally gave them another perspective. And similar to another one that just towards the end of the year here that we had in the end of the calendar year, there was another person that came in, with this perspective, this mindset of this is what was happening in their world, and what was shared from the different speakers. It was kind of like, wow, like you say, those light bulb moments, right? It was like, I never thought about that. And they went away from that VIP time with a whole new way of not just the thought of it, but you could see that there was something that literally shifted in their body to be able to, oh my goodness. And it just sort of
profound moments that we have in that session.
Yeah. So it's not just about more information here, information, kind of like, no, these are transformational experiences. So amazing.
Yes. The power of connection, of connection with other people and hearing. Sometimes you don't even have to have a question to be answered. Sometimes your internal questions can be answered by listening someone's story and have the proof through their story that you can go through that. Like you almost like you see the future, a possibility of a future by hearing someone else's story. And now it gives you the permission to choose that can be your future too, if you wish.
Yeah.
Amazing. So exciting. Well, we'll see you guys there on Sunday. And we'll drop the link below if you want to register. So
yeah, you have still a couple of more days.
In the Dominican.
Couple of more days. Make sure you register for this event. And also, if you didn't register yet, or if you register yet, bring a friend, bring a family member, bring someone that can benefit from this, or they have questions and they ask you and you don't know how to answer. Now you have the possibility, come with me, and then you will get your answer questions. Because even in the live, if you are in the live, you can ask your questions into the comments. So we'll still answer your questions.
That's true. Adriana, when you were saying that, it brings to mind something that has come in conversation before, is that when trauma is at play, and it is for all of us in one way or another at different levels, that it's like people don't operate in a silo, that somebody's trauma, it ripples out, it impacts, there's an impact that goes on. So I think when you say about, bring somebody else, it's not, it can be there for support for each other, but also to help us understand each other. And how do we use that for furthering communication and understanding? And wow, how do we look at things? How do we support? How do we go forward? What needs to happen? So I love that perspective. So
how we can help each other shift out of the pain and into the progress that we want in our lives and unlock ourselves. Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
for
we'll
sure.
see you there. We'll see you in a couple of days. If you didn't sign up yet, then make sure you sign up. It's gonna be the link in the comments. We are super excited and also honored you to be here, because moments like that and discussions like that are not for everyone. Not everyone is willing to have this kind of discussion, and for you to make this decision to say yes to yourself, I think it's a beautiful thing. So we appreciate each one of you. We're excited to see you soon. And any questions you have in between, you know where to find us. Until then, take care of you. Bye bye, everyone.